Hi, I'm Dave Bradley, and welcome to another edition of Green White Checker. Hanging out in front of the Shepherd pit, it is car owner Ray Shepherd's birthday. Of course, Ray, a longtime racer here at Barrie Speedway, now the car owner of the 10 in the Thunder Car division. So we wish him well on his birthday. Racing tonight, brought to you by Canastota Sprayers and Asphalt Repair, was a good one, actually. It was warm tonight, really quite hot. And as a result, we saw a few hot tempers on the racetrack as well, especially in the Canastota Sprayer and Asphalt Repair Thunder cars. Quite a while to finish the 30-lap feature in that one. A lot of torn-up race cars going home this evening. But in the end, it was the 10 of Rick Walt giving his car owner a little happy birthday gift. Race win, his second in a row. Now, you remember, he started the season with 5 race wins in a row, and now he's starting to build on a new string of victories, 2 in a row in the Thunder cars. And actually, pretty good finish there. Top 5 really covered by a blanket. Dave Doucette coming home in second, and Travis Halliburton rounding out the top 3. In the Wausau Springs late models, it was the 0-2 of Sean Murray. You remember how excited he was when he won his very first feature victory just a week ago? He's done it again, taking home the first of 2 30-lap features in the Wausau Springs late models. Remember last year at the end of the season, he said he was going to go and buy a camper. He was done with racing. I'm done with this place. And he sold his 4-cylinder car. Yeah, his camper looks an awful lot like a late model, and man, is he ever happy that he made that move after winning 2 in 2 weeks. Now, the winner of the second Wausau Springs late model feature was the 19 of Keith McLeod. Came under some pretty heavy pressure from the 10 of Gord Shepherd. Through the midway part of that race, Shepherd faded towards the end of it, and Keith McLeod comes home the winner, and he'll edge back up a little bit in that points battle with the 48 of Dwayne Baker. Now, speaking of the Shepherd racing team, if you notice them go around the speedway, you'll see a couple cameras on the roof, pointing one frontwards, one pointing rearwards, both on Rick Walton, the Thunder Car division, and on Gord Shepherd in the late model ranks. Well, we talked to Marcus Keeler, who's on Gord Shepherd's crew, and Gord Shepherd himself, about those cameras and how they came about.
Originally, at the start, it was a tool for Gordy. We'd be saying stuff like, you're putting too much wheel in it, and we'd end up in an argument, pretty much. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Yeah, and you know what? We just put a camera in the car, and it turned out it was a pretty good tool. It really is. You can see where the car is better. When you're a driver, it's a little bit tunnel vision sometimes. But I think it helped a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, I definitely agree it did.
Now, do you drive any differently knowing you have the cameras in the car? Do you do anything special?
No, I don't do anything special. I just race like I normally would.
And Marcus, I've noticed in the actual videos you put together, you get the whole telemetry thing. It looks pretty pro and pretty polished. How do you go about doing that?
Well, we got to be really careful because we're not allowed to have any external wiring, throttle sensors, stuff like that, of course, because that opens up a whole gambit of problems. And so it's all actually done from GPS. One of the cameras has a GPS unit attached to it, and the data is extrapolated all from that. And accelerometers say that when you're accelerometers. But yeah, so all that data is extrapolated from that. The only thing we don't have on there is RPM, because that would call for wires on the motor, and again, that would just cause more problems than it's worth, I think.
So it's a little British engineering here, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of British engineering.
Do you find some of your competitors come up to you after the race and say, "Man, I want to see that video. I want to see what happened"?
Yeah, a lot of them always come up and they want to know when Mark's going to put the video on there, so they can see who spun them out or whatever. But it really wasn't meant for that. It was just meant for people to watch. And
do you get a lot of views?
We get a lot of views, and I think mostly it's people wanting to see really what happened. And that's why I think really it took off so well. We were quite happy with one camera, and then somebody said, "Oh yeah, did you see this? Did you see that?" And you know what? We'll put one on the outside. Then of course Ricky wants in on it with the Thunder car, so we had to do that too. And yeah, and you know what? A lot of people it puts a lot of fires out in the pits. Quite honestly, people see really what happened.
What kind of cameras do you guys use, and how much do they cost?
A lot of people use the GoPro, but we had a lot of problems with the GoPro in low light. It really wasn't working for us, so now we use a camera called the Contour. They're available pretty much in all the big stores. It's HD, of course. They're strong, and they really don't mind low light conditions, so that's what we use, exclusively Contour. We've got a remote control unit which we use for inside the car. Well, you've seen it on the video. It gives us a little bit of free rotational movement in the car. It's nice just to see that change of angle sometimes, because I mean it's sometimes it's a bit samey. So it's good, when Gordy's on the inside of somebody there and fighting for the corner. It's nice to see, that other guy there sometimes. And of course they like that too, and that's the other part of it. The other guys like to see themselves on the video. So it's not just us. I mean, like, get that camera working. We want to.
So it is pretty interesting to see how that was sort of hatched and how it is used as a tool and benefits the racers really throughout the pits. Makes you wonder if any of the other drivers in the other divisions will start doing it themselves. Now, you do see a few cameras on some of the Pure Stock cars in the St. Elmo's Recreation Pure Stock division. And tonight in Victory Lane, it was 2 in a row now for the 15 of Will Davies. The Will Marshall Insurance Brokers Dodge Neon, very, very quick, and he's bagged his second. He says, I can't remember the last time I was on a run like this, and 15 cars quick. Keep an eye on him in the last few weeks of the season. Don't forget, mark a Thursday down on your racing calendar. Thursday, August the 23rd. That's the Gary Reynolds Memorial 100-lap limited late model invitational race and a 50-lap Thunder Car Invitational. Happens right here at Barrie Speedway. We start racing a little bit later at 7:30, but it is one to watch. And of course, next weekend, all 3 regular divisions back on tap here at the track. Gates open at 5, racing starts at 7. And for the in-depth race report, go to barriespeedway.com and check out the Vokey Report. For Green White Checker, I'm Dave Bradley.